So who's on? Someone on? Write in the chat if you're on. Let's have a little Bangkok chat with some beers. Sakdat, what's up, man? I only see like the. Okay, it's a little bit lagging because I have the screen in the back here. Cheers, man. I'm having a Kraton tea, if you know what that is. Does it sound good or not? I should have the screen over here so I can read the chat looking at the camera. Maybe I should turn the camera around. Yeah, well, it's kind of healthy. It's kind of tastes like green tea. Okay. 1, 2, 3, check. Sounds good. Yeah, so it's kind of like a green tea, but it's from the same family as the coffee, kind of. But it has like a opioid kind of something in it. It's legal here, by the way. They call it the natural Red Bull. Let me turn the music down in the background. Maybe it's. Yeah, like party job. 1 second, I'll turn the music down. Oh, you like the music? Okay, hold on. Turn it up again. I've chose this spot because of the window, you know, you can see the sunset in the background. But we can change afterwards. So, what you're cooking? Maybe I should have the shot a little bit closer. You know, I'm getting old, so I can't see the text. I need glasses, man. Nice. Guess what I had? Thai food. It's a little bit lagging, so you know. So fasting for Christmas, saving those calories. Yeah, that's for sure. Seal and lutefisk. That's horrible. Cheers, man. Time to get light. Doing some commercial. Man, it's hot here. It's like 36 degrees. I have the AC on, but it's still super hot. I can't see how many are on here. Let me see. Nice. Is it? Yeah. Sakarat, it's you, Plesa, right? Just so I know who I'm talking to. Because it says Sakdat 21. Okay. Well, then yes, it makes sense if it's you. Or makes sense. I'm surprised, yeah. Nice, man. But you're still playing, right? Still DJing? Yeah, man. Story of our lives. You know that I've been I've been thinking a lot of this stuff, and I also talked with Dada about it. Actually, she's here, and it's the same for everyone, man. It's but it's not only for Norway. It's when I was in Barcelona, it was exactly the same. People make, the thing is that what I think, people say like the gate holders, and I think people become the gate holders because of what's happening to me and you and many other people that, you know, like we don't get invited to other things, and so we get, you know, we end up like creating our own things, and then, you know, it's a new grouping. And you know what I try to do in Kanya is invite everyone. And when people told me like, yeah, our group or this group, I was like, fuck no, man, everyone plays here together or nothing at all. But people don't understand that. So when you don't invite other people, they create their own group, and then they also become gateholders for their group. They don't let anyone else in, and blah blah blah. You know, it just, you know, to be able to get gigs and let other people's in, and you know, like you have to, people have to be more open, you know. But you know, we still did, like you and me still did that, you know, we created our own things. And there were not many people playing on those parties either. It was us. You like the view? Nice, huh? Yeah. Good for you, man. Nice to hear you have a good with your wife and putting your time in Jesus. I actually have friends that also, they were in the business for so long, and then they were actually Muslim, Shia Muslim, Shia Muslim. Oh wow, you're waiting a baby. Congratulations, man. Maybe you told me. I'm getting old. Congrats, man. How far gone are you guys? Oh shit, man. You're on your second one. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, then if you have faith that it will go, all is gonna be good, man. Yeah, like I said, I had a friend, DJ friend, that was in the game for so long and went in like in the business as a DJ and a store, and it was a lot, and he was Shia Muslim, and then he came in a very dark, for years in a very dark position. But then he also started going to church and he converted to Christianity, and now he's doing great. They also have a great life. Cheers, man, for that. Love to hear that, man. The one thing that is the most poisonous to carry around also is, we call it rencor in Spanish. What's in English? Well, you know Spanish, so tener rencores. That's like carrying, the poison yourself, like drinking the poison and thinking someone else is gonna get affected by it, but you poison yourself. So letting things go is the best thing you can do. Yeah, I play some also, here and there. The music, the love for the music will never, I will never let that go. I do it for myself, so even if I never got a gig or anything, I just love music, so I would do it anyways. Let's see if we can get oh yeah, you look at different now in the love for the music, like in what way? For me, I rather, because the, along many times I got like this residencies and stuff. For example, in one of the places, Etage in Malmö, and I was playing so much that it became boring. It became a job, and at the end, I wasn't enjoying it. So I rather skip those things and keep the passion and keep the love of the music. I think music is international language, man. You can touch anyone with music, even if you don't know the language. Yeah, that I understand. The dark techno, the aggressive. That's pretty soulless music. That's why I don't like it either. I like, anything. It doesn't matter what kind of music it is. Just that it has, this soul, the funkiness in it. The soul. That's why I listen to anything. Doesn't matter, jungle, drum and bass, house, techno, whatever it is. I search for that soully grooviness in it. Nice, man. I would love to hear you play now. It's like I say also, like I have a discussion with someone like a couple of days ago, I think. The thing is, for example, like if you come to a place and DJ, and you don't hear the music or feel the music, it doesn't need to be loud, just that you have good monitors and you have, you have to feel the music, you have to, that's what you channel on the floor. And you have to, and I think that you can see that from both perspectives, like the people notice it on the floor, and you also communicating this when you're playing. So it's the same with the category of music. If you're playing soulless, like this hardcore, like there's a lot of party like this here, this hardcore soulless industrial things that have absolutely no soul, like I don't understand it. It sounds horrible. It's just like a noise. And yeah, you gotta have soul in that music, man. Let's see if we can invite someone to the chat. Nice, man. That's why I'm doing this also, because I've done a lot of YouTube videos lately, and it was because, why I started this and started recording was because before I even came here, I had a plan to build like an online business, like a media company. And it's kind of deviated a little bit from that, but I'm making this couple of days I've been doing a business plan that kind of like get on track. And the thing is, the media company is supposed to be big, with different aspects of it, like recording, editing, doing the music, releasing records, licensing music, like everything I've done before, like releasing records and creating videos like mixtapes and involving the hotels. And yeah, I have a big idea around it. So my idea to make this channel and do these videos was actually to learn how to yeah, to do it myself, to like to edit and to record and the camera angles and everything you need to know about this. And that's how I do it. Even with Kanya and all the businesses I created, is I like to learn everything before I put. It's not supposed to me be doing everything, but I want to learn about it, and then we can hire people to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna do more of this. What you're writing also with the live things on YouTube. So I was also thinking about like New Year or whatever, like start making videos. And I'm gonna buy some stuff that we can do live gigs and recordings, mixtapes, a lot of things like on the road. So we need to like a battery pack with the whole equipment that we can bring on doing outdoor gigs and stuff. Like imagine every time I do a live gig or something, we put out with new locations. In the middle of rural Thailand. Maybe we're on the rice field. Maybe we're in the mountains. Maybe we're in the jungle, or we're in a sky bar on the top of the skyscraper. Like just moving around, doing really cool. And also this, of course, is gonna we this will sell advertisement also, like ad positions and stuff. So if I can make it work, man, I'm traveling for life. Gospel house, man. Yeah, actually, that's a lot of that stuff. I'm playing right now. There is a lounge place that I'm playing a lot, and playing a lot of that old soulful gospel-y kind of house, and it works amazing. Yeah, there's a big back end of this business, that stuff you don't see. So basically, YouTube is the commercial kind of site. The thing is that people don't think. They start thinking about this YouTube thing and stuff, and they say, oh, they think about the Paul brothers and stupid shit. The thing is that the biggest money in the world right now is always been advertisement, but before it was TV and radio. It started with radio and then TV. Now it's TV is dead, and radio don't exist anymore. So people are putting all the biggest commercial places and all the money is online. So it's a good idea to build your business online right now, and channels, like streaming sites, YouTube. And you only need a couple of sponsorships or even one big sponsorship. You're making a lot of money in selling your stuff. If you have your own business, you can still sell your own stuff through free free commercials. You can't pay for a promo like that. Imagine having a big channel like Boiler Room, and then wherever you are in the world, you just make a post that you're having a party. You're set, man. Yeah. Well, making parties doesn't work, and events and stuff like that in Norway or in Scandinavia or anywhere. But what work the business is not in that. Like the business is, for example, many years ago, I had a friend that was doing exactly the same that we were doing. He was making parties and stuff, but he was so smart that he was making the money in the background, in the stuff we don't see. You know, like he was making events, and he got such big sponsors from big beer companies and Red Bull and a lot of stuff, that he didn't even need to sell tickets or anything. He didn't even need people on his party. He was making shitload of money before the party was even made. Like weeks before the party was, he already made his money. So when the people came and started, when people started buying tickets and all of this, he had already made money. So the business works different now. So making a party, making stuff, you have to, it's in the background what you don't think about, like sponsorships and stuff. If you're paying huge amount of money for a venue, just to be able to play, and you still don't even know if people want to show up, and you pay, the venue makes money, like everyone makes money, but you are losing, you are only paying. So the whole thing with this is that if you have a party, you have people, you're making promotions, you're making videos, all of this, it's you actually selling, a good marketplace for marketing. So you should be able to bring in sponsors to pay for all this, and you're already making money before the people even come. So that's the way to do it. Well, it's not so rare, it's just that people don't do it. I've done it before in Sweden. I've done it before. I was one of my big parties I had in Sweden was actually, I thought it was also super hard, but thought like, okay, I'm not I don't lose anything by trying. So what I did was, like, I called all the hotels, I called like Pearson Studios, tattoo studios, I called everyone. I even went in and presented myself to some places, and actually got, I got free hotels for all the artists, and just I had just a little EBS logo on my flyer. That's it. I got like free like gift cards for tattoo and piercing. I got free clothes. I got free watch, like a diesel watch. Man, I got a lot of stuff. And advertisers, they have money put aside for this. So the only thing you need to do is convince them. And there's a million companies you can pitch. Like even in the stuff you work with. Like plumbing or whatever. They just talk to anyone. Like if they do buildings, or they do plumbing, or they renovate condos or apartments, doesn't matter. You just tell them like, okay, you have a possibility, can you pay for this on my flyers, or give some money, sponsorship, something. I put you on the flyer. Depending how much money they give you, you can even put like a little banner on the venue. If you do videos, you can put the little logo on the video. Yeah, yeah. Of course, you have to know. You know, the thing is also that also to Hubert, Saint Hubert. You know, the thing is that a lot of people always say, like, oh yeah, he's such a such so good DJ or blah blah blah, good event planner. The thing is that it doesn't matter how good you are an event planner. It's about what you say, Hubert. Is the contacts. If you have the right contacts, you can be a lousy DJ and still get shitload of gigs and fill places. But the thing is that, like Sakdat says, there is a million DJs and event planners. But the thing is that none of them does it properly. None of them searches for the sponsorships or do it the right way. Welcome, welcome, Hubert. St. Hubert Warner. Where are you from, Hubert? Cheers, by the way, if you're having a drink or something. From France. Nice. Back in the days in France, they had amazing scene, but the house was very different. It was more kind of artsy, jazzy. I don't know if it's the same today. It's like artsy, jazzy kind of house. How is the club scene in uh, in France now, Hubert? Saint Germain style. Yeah, it was. Saint Germain was more soully, funky. It was hard to describe. There was one in Sweden that was really big. One, what you call it, like an event. It was really good. It was like every week they were doing what called art for pleasure, and they had this French kind of freak kind of parties, more kind of like the EDM style that's everywhere with the dubstep and all these wonky basses. That's very popular here also. Yeah, we've done a lot of those outdoor parties also in fields, like the underground raves back in the days. We used to do them in, outdoors in the forest, and there's a lot of forest in Scandinavia where I was living. We had like breaking in parties in old condemned factories, old mills. Like once there was someone that had a big party in a bunker underneath the whole city. So the entrance was like, I don't know, it's like 20, 30, 40 meters down underground, like under the city. And it was a bunker that was the entrance was like in the park, in the central park of the city. So people were like going into the park and then disappearing, and no one know where the party was. They just went down to this holes. There's parties here in the catacombs. Man, I had to find those parties. I've never been in one. Sorry, I'm looking away from the camera, guys, but you know, like I have the screen down here because I can't read the screen on the phone. I'm getting blind. Maybe I should turn the camera around. The quality isn't as good, but let me see. Let's try. Okay. Is the quality worse? You can't even see the. You can't see the sunset now. Yeah, now I can actually. Maybe I need to get my glasses also, but I can read the text, so I can look at you guys. Oh, now I can also see the amount of people that is in. There's not many, but there's 5 people watching. Make yourself known. Who's ever watching, say hello. And cheers. Can you see the sunset? In my screen it looks like totally blown out. The sunset is in, let's see, in about 20-30 minutes. If you're wondering what I'm listening to, there's a really good, you should check it out. There's a really good 24-hour live channel on YouTube called Dub. Let me see what it's called. It's called Roots Reggae Radio. It's really good. It's like 24 hours, it's just dub rhythms. There's another one called Reggae Dub Stepas Radio. Yeah, that's actually the one I'm listening to now. Reggae Dub Stepas Radio. Therapy Taxi. It's like a house. house group or like group that does parties. That's actually a really cool name, Therapy Taxi. There's one radio channel here, a couple of guys or girls, I don't know who it is, that made a radio, like a podcast kind of thing on YouTube now from Bangkok called Tuk Tuk Radio. Really good. They make like live DJ gigs from tuk tuks direct from Bangkok, so you can see them riding around. The golden hour, man. The view here. That's why I want to put the view. The view here is so freaking amazing. I probably have the best view in Bangkok. I wake up to this view. My bed is just on the other side here, so I wake up with this view every day. Yeah, the mist is, it's a nice mist every single day, but it's it's all the what you call it, the gases and the exhaust from all the cars and everything. So it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a fog belt of pollution, but it gives an amazing light on the sunset. You're gonna see it's gonna be all red in the sky. Yeah, yeah. Hubert, you live in Thailand or you in France? Yeah, my plan now is also to travel a lot. I do travel a lot, but the idea now with this channel is I just got approved for the DTV, so I just needed like a base to have my stuff and have like my studio. I produce music and stuff also, so I have my studio here and all my gear, and so I needed a base. So now when I got the DTV visa, I'm gonna travel a lot and make more videos. I'm gonna start first traveling around here, like Southeast Asia, China, Japan. So that's the idea, and you know head more towards what I was planning from the beginning with this channel. Like making cinematic videos and stuff. But also implementing the music and the business part of it. Making live gigs, producing music, releasing music records and stuff. Yeah, I was actually in Cambodia a couple of months ago. I went before all this. I went there. I drove my motorbike to Cambodia, and I was actually in Poi Pet, where they just bombed the casinos and stuff. So it's sad to see, because a lot of people that lives on that area, you know, it's poor people or people that they're struggling working with the land and doing importing. There's a lot of the stuff that is sold around whole Thailand is You know, like for example, the shoes, clothes, and bags, and all this stuff that you see in the markets and everywhere. They actually have, it's not factories, but it's people that directly from their homes and stuff. They they got get sent bulks. I think it's they get sent bulks for free. You know, they get this. There's like help organizations around the world that sends like tons of like this big pallets of clothes and stuff to countries that need help. Uh, I know this because I've been looking at it also to South America and to like Africa, and I was also not certain part of Asia. So I think, I'm not sure, that they bring in these things for free, and I know for a fact that they repair the stuff there. So it's like poor families, they're sitting basically on the road, like gluing the shoes, cleaning them, you know, bags and stuff, repairing them and selling them by bulks, and that's what you see on the markets around here in Thailand. So these people are affected by this Cambodian war, man. Yeah, I was in Cambodia also a couple of years ago, like I don't know, 15, 18 years ago, and it was yeah, it was hard. I'm not gonna tell the story here, but it was horrible. Like we tried to save a 15 or 16-year-old kid that was falling off his motorbike and like split open his arm, and it was, yeah, horrible. And the people there just, the family threw him out on the street because it cost too much for them to kind of deal with the problem. It's like that. You have any new recordings? You started doing a couple of years ago, like this live things, but you didn't continue with that. You should send me the stuff because I was like I said, like I'm gonna start doing posting more and more. So I was thinking like if we can combine, you know, we get people from not from only from Thailand, but if someone can, people from Norway, from Sweden, France, whatever, they can send their videos, and we post them here in the channel. At some point, this channel will get. It's not on now. I think you need to reach a certain threshold, so we can do like a member kind of thing. So when people get membership, they get access to a lot of, you know, we can make like big playlists with our gigs and our play like mix sessions and stuff. Well, you know, you don't need, well, yeah, you need talent, but you don't need, you know, like I always said, you don't need education. You just need imagination. And You don't need to know all this fancy stuff, you know. Like the less you know about stuff, the more you can be creative, you know. And if you can play an instrument, you know, by just hearing and playing, and you know, it sounds good, man. That's it. I can't really play instruments either. I have some knowledge. I can play some stuff like keyboard and stuff to make my music, but what I do when I produce is just by ear, man. You know, I make the bases and what sounds good to me. The thing is, I've been DJing since the early '90s, so you know, when you got the ear, that's it. You don't need anything else. So yeah, man. I when I produce music, I just, you know, I make the bass, and when it sounds good, good, and then I put the synthesizer on, and I loop the stuff and cut it, and that's good enough, man. Like plumbers, yeah. Well, plumbers can be good, man. Just sample that sounds, and you can get good sounds, and just mix it. You don't need the instruments. You only need sounds. You know, back in the days, that's actually how much of the electronic music was created, because the synthesizer was so simple that they just tweak, you know, they tweak sine waves. And if you have the knowledge to tweak the sine waves, you don't need, you can make a whole track from start to bottom with just tweaking the sound sine waves. You can make bass, hi-hats, kicks, everything. What kind of art do you make, Hubert? Or what kind of artist are you? I'm also a good artist sometimes. You know, late nights parties, or in the morning when I can't join the people that are too hyped up with drugs and stuff. I'm also an artist, an escape artist, magician. I throw a smoke bomb, I just and I disappear. I go home. Oh, Pratik, join the chat. No worries, man. There's still it's not sunset yet, so. How you doing, Pratik? Yes, yes, Sakarat is here also, and Hubert from France. Life is excellent. What time is it in India, bro? You're in Goa, right? What time is it there now? For oh, so you're not that far behind from us. Bunasia, is that the place you're at, or maybe that's hello in Romanian or something? Buenos dias in Romania. Pretty similar. Let's see if we can. I never did done this before. Pratik, you want to join the chat? We can do like a little interview. If I can manage to do it. I've never done it before, so like split screen. Okay, let's see how. Let me see how it's. Uh, it should be able to kind of. I've seen other people done it, so let me see. Let me see. There should be like a little icon or something. Uh, no, I've never done this multi-stream thing. It's actually the first. Yeah, it's actually the first time I try to do like a long. Actually, the live thing. It's the first time I try it. So I was looking at, my idea from the beginning. I was looking at connecting uh, like wireless the phone to, because I have a phone here, and then just on top I have a DJI Action 5. And I was looking at, I have my computer in the studio right in the other room with OBS. So I was actually this morning checking out if it's possible to. It is possible. The thing is that it was so many tweaks that I just like, I do it for another day. But I saw that I can connect my computer, so I can like run the music and everything from there, put the records on so we can listen to records and stuff, and then connect the different cameras so I can kind of switch angles around. But I needed like external apps, and I was just like, it's too much. But it should be like I've seen others do it, that there should be just like a button to invite people. So on those ears all night long and never open one ear to the sound outside. I've done that also before, a lot of times. The thing is that why certain people, it could be different styles of mixing also, but why I've done it and why certain people do it is because when the monitors and stuff is horrible, you need to mix on the earphones, and also sometimes there's delays when you're mixing, so there's a delay between the PA system and what you're hearing on the mixer. So it's impossible to mix because when you're trying to listen in one ear and then listening to the sound outside in the other ear, it's like yeah, it's very difficult to mix because it's unsynced. It's like not beat match. So that's why I've done it. And but I know for there's a lot of DJs that likes to mix on the earphones. But yeah, I don't get it either. Like people that loves to mix on the earphones, it's horrible because they have no connection to the people, what they're hearing outside, and what you hear on the earphones is not what's playing outside. I think the reason I can't invite you, Pratik, for a split screen here is because I'm streaming directly from my phone and I don't have that many options. I think if I did it from my computer, from the studio app in my computer, 100% I could invite you for a split. Yeah. The thing is also, for me, this with the headphones, like mixing on the headphones, if it sounds good, do it. But it was not the reason why I think it's not good is because I think all of us has noted this. Like when you're out and you're listening to a DJ, especially if it's a DJ you love or that you like their music or you paid entrance to come and watch them, when you can clearly feel and see that when they are disconnected from the crowd. That's what I don't like. And everything now today with all the new technologies and everything, it's totally disconnecting the DJs. Like, for example, if you're mixing on the earphones, even if they're like connected to the crowd, it's like what can I say, like like stuff you don't think about but you feel it, like he's disconnected because he's not in the same room that you are. He's on his earphone. Unconsciously you feel like he's disconnected. And also with all the new gear, like there's so many blinking stuff, like the buttons and the big screens and everything is blink. Not to say that, like mixing digital, all this is bad. I'm just talking about all this blinking stuff, like when it's so much blinking stuff, the big screen, the waveforms and the effects, and all the lights are blinking. It's so, it unconsciously it's taking away your focus, so you're looking more on the blink. It's just a human kind of reaction, when something blinks, you look at that, in that direction. And it's the same on the mixer. When it's blinking, it's moving. Unconsciously, it's taking your concentration. Like it to the mixer and to the lights. So you end up, you can see it so more and more now than before. You see the DJs just never looking up at the crowd. They're just looking at the blinking stuff, or they're looking at the mixer when they playing. And I don't like that. Like, before we didn't have anything. It was like the vinyls and it was a mixer, and sometimes you had candlelight just to be able to see what this was, because there was no lights. So DJs were actually having more connection to the crowd, and that's what it's about, you as a DJ and the connection to the crowd. So the less stuff you have that takes your attention, the better it is, I think. So people see it, man. Like you feel it directly also when you're on the dance floor. When you have connection to the DJ, he's watching at the crowd. He's like, every move you make, like it's the gigs are so much better. Yeah, yeah, like this delay is a very big problem. I've seen this delay. For example, one of the parties I had back in early 2000, I think it was, I had a huge venue, and I was asking, and I wanted, like, I paid for a huge sound system because I wanted to kind of, it was the first party from like a new thing that I was launching. And I rented and paid for this huge PA system, and I wanted the sound more spread out, but because the place was so big and it was like this kind of cupola roof, the sound engineer told me, like, it's impossible. Like, we have to have everything on one spot, because if you spread out the system, you have delays between like inside of the dance floor. It's gonna be delays on the. But that's what's back then. Now today, all the new PA systems and the new like mixers and the filters and everything you have, you can set the delays on directly on that. So it's a mathematical formula that you count. For example, the sound travels in in a special kind of milliseconds per meter or whatever. So you calculate how far between the speakers it is, and then you add that delay to the speakers so they punch and sound on the same at the same time. And that should be also from the mixer, because you are hearing the sound clear directly from the mixer, but every cable, every meter, every speaker creates a little delay. So today's equipment, they actually use a lot of mathematics to calculate the meters for everything to sound. Yeah, a big explanation for that, but that's how it is. That's why also, like, you hear one, and you have the kick like delayed, like doo 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 between the speakers and the earphone. So Pratik, tell us, what are you doing? Actually, what are you doing in now? Like, what are you doing in India? You have a new business. You have your own business. Like, what are you doing? How does your life look like right now? So it's nice. So you pitching like Indian companies, or you pitching companies from Norway, from abroad, for like investors and stuff? What do you do? Cool, man. And how do you convert that into like physical money? Like, how do that's for us older, generation. We understand that there's a business, there's money. The thing that I think is not only me, I think the older generation, how the fuck do you monetize? Because you get a million spam mails every day, and you get like, you don't know the person on the other side. Like, how do you monetize that? That's what I don't understand. And and they still pay. Hold on, let me put some lights on. It start to get super dark here. Does it ruin the sunset, or is it okay? Yeah, yeah. The only way to make money is to take risk. Man, like one of the videos that I actually recorded a lot of videos about these topics about, like, and I know it's a very interesting topic, but I've been talking a lot about it, about, the investing, how to create businesses, like open up, like all this, and I know there's money behind it. But when I recorded it, I basically been recording it when I'm driving motorbike and I have a lot of spare time and thinking time, and I've done a lot of these dialogues that I know could help a lot of people. But the video was boring because it's just showing me riding on a motorbike, so I deleted all that. But I have a plan to actually make a couple of videos talking about this. Yeah, man, shoot. To answer a simple question, who the fuck are you? What you mean? Like, you're asking them like, because if you ask them who the fuck are you, it sounds like aggressive, kind of like trying to push someone. I think, yeah, but I think most people, it doesn't matter what age they are. I think most people haven't really found the answer themselves, like who they are and what they because people hang their whole being and their whole life on, first of, on others. They hang their whole, like, personality or life or whatever on family or on kids or a business or, some, like the DJs, maybe some fame. When you're not getting the gigs or you're not famous anymore, who am I? So I think a lot of people struggle with that, because I've seen that also, like, on family members, like they had their kind of set when they were raising their kids, so they were parents, and when the kids grow older, they lost their self, kind of, and then they put that energy on their parents. When their parents went away, they lost themselves again, and they have no, self, kind of, who, of who am I, so they channel their to the grandkids, and then the grandkids stop, so a lot of people, like, that's why people become workaholics. They become dependent of their, like, for example, their work. you know the work is everything, and without the work, they get fired or whatever, and then they lost, like, who am I? And I think a lot of parents also go through this, like, when the kids move out, you have to start remember who am I as a person alone without this external, so I think even if you're 40, 50, 60, I think a lot of people hasn't even figured out themselves who they are. Yeah, like, when if he loses all his identity, that's the thing, and it's the same, like, for example, man, you can see it in, even in huge multimillionaires, like, when they lose, like, their position, or they lose their identity, they lose everything, you know, like yeah, it's a really touchy subject. That's, I think that's why, like, if you ask them straight on, people don't know what to answer because they never ask themselves. So if you ask them, they think about it and they're like, holy shit, who am I? I think you have to create your identity, your you know, your the feeling or of the self. You know, you have to create that outside from everything else. You know, like you said also, Pratik, like the business depending, like if you create a business depending on others, then you're a slave to your business. You know, if you make a business that the business can't run if you're not there, even if you can be a multimillionaire, you know, like you're creating a golden cage. And if the business done, maybe you spent your whole life creating the business and you're like, yeah, the business can't work without me. And then the business grows so much that, you know, you kind of just become the CEO, the shareholder. But then the shareholders maybe kick you out and you lose your identity. Like, you, maybe you're a millionaire, but if the business can run without me, then you're like, who the fuck am I? Tell me about it, man. I've done that so many times. So yeah, you create a golden cage. You know, that's why I think so different now. It's you know, if you make a business, you have to be able to make a business and separate yourself from it. You know, create your own identity apart from the business. You have to think for yourself when you want to invest. You have to think, can this business survive without me? If the answer is yes, then it's a good business. If the business can't survive without you, like you are the main person, you have to be there. And then, you know, it creates a roof, like how much time you can put in, how much time the employers can, em, em, employed can put in, you know, the time of the day, taxes, everything. You know, you create a roof and you can't grow out, you know, more than that roof. You hit a roof. And but if you create a business that it's not dependent on you, it's not dependent on hours, it's not depending on people, it's not depending on, you know, then you have a good business because you can grow, you can make infinite amount of money. So that's why I've done basically what I'm doing now. I'm trying to create something that is not depending on me being there, not depending on me being like in a fixed position. You know, I want to be able to travel and take the work with me. And yeah, it doesn't, you know, like when you hire people, it needs to be that you hire. That's why, like, having employees, that's the hardest part. That's the hardest part of a business, because then you suddenly imagine you have 10 or 20 employed underneath you. you have 20 problems, you have 20 lives, you have 20 mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, people get sick, families, you know, there's so much problems that yeah, that's another thing that you have to try to separate separate yourself. If you can make a business that is not depending on other people, or you know, like I said, with all this, it's a good business. And usually it's like, you know, if you have a business, is because, and you have employed, is because you want to put, you know, some workload on them, you know, delegate. But usually it's not like that. Like usually you have to, you know, you have even more stress because you have to pick up that employer's slack, and that employer has also a life that you have to also put in the calculation, you know, that he can't, he's sick, his family, his kids, his this and that, and you know, so it's even more stress. So you know, if you can, that's the golden cage, you know, and you end up doing the stuff yourself because it's much easier. I rather make 10 employed people's work myself, working 24/7, than having all this extra stress and pressure from other people, you know. Then I just rather work 24/7 and do it myself. No, I don't run a bar anymore. Well, my income sources, you know, I had invested money, you know, so I have some money coming in from my investments, you know, some cryptos. Also, you know, the every time I have a business in Norway still, so every time I go back to Norway, I'm making a lot of money, and the money I'm making in that 1 2 months 3 months that I'm in Norway is enough to live the whole year here. Plus I had savings, so, but you know, that will end at some point. That's why I'm trying to think about, you know, creating this media company or something that I can work online. But yeah, my company in Norway depends on me being there, so you know, it's not feasible to have a life like this. I have to go back every time to do the work. Property business in Norway? No, it's I still do all, you know, I do a lot of events works. You know, I still work with food trucks, and I do events and festivals, and I do a lot of stuff that I've done all the time. Uh, it's work that never ends, you know. So anytime I go back, I have work. So, and I have a storage with the PA systems, and you know, I have a lot of stuff. Can rent them out, and sometimes they call me to do corporate stuff. So yeah, part of, like the food truck and events and stuff, that like, that's all, that's a small part of the whole thing. You know, if you have, you know, like 10 different income streams, you know, one maybe is not a lot, and maybe, you know, all of them are maybe small, but when you have like 10 incomes from everywhere, it adds up to be able to live, you know. I don't spend much here. You don't need a lot of money to live here, like I take out maybe $1,000 every month, and that's enough for me. Like I can pay my rent, my bills, eat. I don't have a, like you guys know, I don't have a expensive lifestyle. I don't take drugs. I don't go out and drink. I don't. I'm like Sakarat also. I love to walk in the forest. That when I want to do something, I rather go walk in the forest than go fishing and picking mushrooms or whatever. Like my or like my sense of having fun, or is like actually cooking something and having a couple of friends at home, or go visit someone with the family, play some poker, having a drink at home, going out and all this. I only go out when I DJ, or when I have an event, or if there's a friend or someone that's playing that I want to see. Damn, man, that's good. So you're living like a high roller in India. Yeah, man. After all I've done, it's like I rather have little money but enough, or even I rather be poor but happy than having no time at all and being rich, and it's no life. Pratik, you have to learn from your mistakes, man. You know what you did in Norway. Stop splurging and saving a little more, investing more, and stop spending all that money on parties and restaurants, man. You never learn. At the end, it's like you get sold this stereotype. It's so bullshit, man. It's like you get sold this stereotype, like how things should be. What is the kind of the society, how it if you deviate from this, you don't have the 9 to 5 work, and you don't have the car, and you don't have this and that, and you're like, people are like, oh shit, you lost it, like what's wrong with you, like. And the thing is, like, who fucking made up these rules? It's such a bullshit, man. It's just a lie, this whole thing. And then put your money in the bank and save it, and then the big banks are just printing money, and your money gets worth fucking nothing. And then what? You worked until you're 65, and then you're granted 10 years when you go to pension. You are granted, after a whole life working, paying taxes, 10 years. And then on those 10 years, normally people like live 2 years and die. For what? I rather live every single day but be poor, or just being happy, than being in this square wheel going round and round. That's just a lie, man. The thing is that the more things you have, the more work you have to do, because there's more taxes and bills, and it goes hand in hand. Like, you get a super fancy job that pays you $1 million a year. To do that work, you need a fancy car, fancy clothes, fancy apartment, fancy this, that, and then you end up with the same amount of money every month that the poor guy is doing nothing. And you're just paying for the higher lifestyle that costs more. Man, I'd rather be poor in a hammock on a beach eating coconuts than being in this fucking square wheel. Hamster wheel. Yeah, the rat race. Yeah, most people, for example, you want to go fishing, and then people think like, shit, I need, I need money to go fishing. I need to buy fishing poles. I need to buy lures. And then they think, they have to take themselves to fish. That cost. Uh, like there's a lot of. So then they think, okay, I need to pay for that. So you need work, and then you work, and that creates more bills and more. So then you end up, working your whole day, your whole week, your whole month, your whole year to be able to save up the money to sometime hopefully be able to go a couple of hours to fish. If you skip all the steps and fuck all that and just go fishing, man, you know what I mean? Take your fucking bike and go fishing instead of taking a car. That's just an example, like. Yeah, that's the treadmill like keeps inclining steeper. That's called the Sisyphus. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the simple stuff in life, that's, you know, it's free, but it's a hard, man. It's like you pay. Let's say, for example, you're gonna do a job, and you go somewhere, someone offers you a job, and then you have a contract, and then you sign a contract, and maybe you think it's not very good salary, but you agree on something, so you write the contract, and okay, and then you do the work. So they pay you for the work you do, but who the fuck pays? You are paying with your time and your life, and that's worse. They can't pay for that. Who pays? You are paying with your life to give more time and life to someone else that owns the company. Like, how are they gonna pay for that? you know you know what I mean? So it's, the stuff that means something. It's free, man, and you can't buy that by going making millions. Yeah, same with me, man. Even if I get multi-millionaire, I will never do stupid stuff like that, like buy stupid expensive watches and you know super luxury cars and stuff. Like, I rather have like I have one good car that does the job, and that's it, man. What is important is not, if you're going from point A to point B. The most important thing is that the the life happens in between. It's not in point A and point B. The life happens in between those points. So many people sacrifice it. Time is the most worth worthy thing you can have, man. And people sacrifice their time to for nothing. You know, they sacrifice their time and their because they have an idea of when I come to point B, it's gonna be so good. But it's never good because you always want something else, and then point C, D, and what happens in between, that's life. That's what you're wasting. Nice to talk to you, Christian. Have a nice day. Take care of you both, man. It was nice talking to you guys.